Hello and welcome or welcome back to another edition of Michelle McKay Yoga. It is December. We are still in quarantine here in the OC, Southern California. And with a tribute to this holiday season, I thought we would do tree pose, Vriksasana, and Adho Mukha Vriksasana, downward facing tree pose. So tree pose and downward facing tree pose, which is basically handstand. So without further ado, the holiday yoga edition begins. Come to the front edge of your mat, press to the four corners of each foot, and lift your kneecaps and lift your quads so your legs are engaged. Lift your heart, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and down, chin level with the ground, crown of the head stretching up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, stretch the arms out and up, reach up, look up. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, bow, fold forward. Feel free to have a generous bend of your knees. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale to fold back down. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, stretch up, look up. And then exhale back to center. So just doing a few half sun salutes just to generate some heat and connect movement with breath. Inhale, stretch and reach your arms up, maybe even look up. Exhale, bow, fold forward, fold inward. Inhale, lengthen your heart, lengthen your chest. Exhale to fold. Press down into your feet. Inhale, stretch and reach your arms up. Exhale back to center. We'll do one more half sun salute. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, fold inward. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale to fold back down. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale back to center. Because tree pose has both elements of hip opening and keeping the hips closed, meaning neutral, we'll start with a little hip opener here. So take the feet not quite as wide as the legs are long, but turn both of your legs out. Let your hands rest on your thighs, and we'll move into what is sometimes referred to as goddess or horse pose. Make sure you have weight in your heels. Your toes are light, so you can wiggle your toes with no issue. And the inner thigh is moving towards the inner knee, and you're sending the inner part of your thigh towards the outer part of the thigh to get that hip opening. Take an inhale, see if you can sit a little bit deeper. Then when you exhale, straighten your legs, parallel your legs, right? And then from deep within the hip socket, turn your whole right leg out. Slide your left foot further back and align your right heel with your left arch. So we're going to move dynamically in and out of warrior two. As you inhale, reach the arms up, stretch up. As you exhale, open the arms, bend the knee, pointing your right knee toward your second or third toe. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, open, bend, and extend. Two more just like that. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, bend and extend. And then one more time. Inhale, lift up, straighten your knee. Exhale, open the arms, bend your knee, pause, soft gaze over your right middle finger. See if you can bend that right knee just a little bit more so the right thigh is parallel to the floor. And then press your back leg to straighten your front leg. Parallel your legs, have all 10 toes pointing forward. So same thing, we'll do a dynamic warrior two, second side. Turn your whole left leg out from deep within the hip socket. Turn the right toes slightly, the right heel slightly, the right foot is like pigeon-toed, if you will. Open the arms to the height of your shoulders, take an inhale here. And then exhale, bend your left knee. So the inner thigh is moving towards the inner knee. As you inhale, reach the arms up, straighten your knee. As you exhale, resist the arms, bend your knee, tracking your knee towards your second or third toe. Inhale, raise, lift up, stretch up. Exhale, open, bend, extend. We have one more to go. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, open, bend, extend, pause. Soft gaze over your left middle finger. See if you can bend the left knee just a little bit more, working that left thigh towards being parallel to the floor. And then you're going to reach back a little bit with the right hand. So try to get long from right and left side. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, straighten your left knee, parallel your legs. Bring all 10 toes, bring your feet together and have all 10 toes pointing forward. And then lift the kneecaps, lift the quads. So now we're going to move into tree, balance. If you have a wall space, you could go to a wall space. You could even challenge your balance by standing on a block, right? Have all 10 of your toes pointing forward. Lift the kneecaps up, lift the quads. Lift your toes up, spread your toes out, bring the toes back down. And then take your right leg into tree. So your right foot could stay on the floor. It can come to your calf. It could come to your left inner thigh. And then have the frontal hip points shine directly forward. Take your arms out to the height of your shoulders. Externally rotate the arms in the arm sockets and then reach the arms up. Right? So we're going to do this upside down. This is tree pose, and then we're going to turn this tree upside down. Press your foot into your leg into your foot. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, resist the arms down. Release your right leg, bend your knees, wiggle your toes. And when you take your arms up to the ceiling, see if you, when we're in tree pose, see if you can draw the arm bones back into the arm sockets and flex the wrists, because this is what your hands and your arms will be doing in a handstand, otherwise known as Adho Mukha Vriksasana, downward facing tree. Lift the toes up, spread the toes out, bring the toes back down, and then balance across the four corners of each foot, right? Lift those kneecaps, lift the quads, lift the heart and chest up, roll your shoulders back and down. And then take your left leg into tree. And again, that left foot can stay on the floor. It could come to your calf. It could come high to your inner thigh, right? Each side is different. So maybe one side you go high, one side you have to stay low. Take your arms out to the height of your shoulders. Externally rotate your arms in the arm sockets. Float your arms up. Now, I know you can't see my hands, but like I demoed before, flex your wrist and push up through the heels of your hands. Firm your biceps and your triceps so they're hugging onto your bone. Draw the navel in, lengthen your lower back towards the mat. Stay here, inhale. And then when you exhale, resist the arms back down. Release your leg that was in tree. Bend your knees, wiggle your toes, right? And then find your way to the front edge of your mat. Reestablish your Tadasana, pressing down through the four corners of each foot. Lift your kneecaps, lift your quads, lift your heart and chest up. Roll your shoulders back and down, chin level with the ground, crown of the head stretching up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, stretch and reach your arms up. As you exhale, bow, fold forward. When you inhale, lengthen your chest forward. When you exhale, step your left foot back to a lunge. Root the left hand down. You can use a block underneath your left palm, right hand to right thigh, and then free your right arm up to the ceiling. Take a deep inhale here. Then when you exhale, backstroke that top arm and step back to plank. Hold your plank position. Keep your shoulders over the creases of your wrists. Lengthen your lower back towards your heels. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Sitting bones towards heels. Smooth, steady inhales. Smooth, steady exhales. Keep drawing the navel in and up towards the spine. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. And don't worry, that's just my little puppy having a little dream. He's getting into the holiday spirit. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. Take an inhale, lift your chest. Take an exhale to bow and fold. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. And then exhale back to center. You stay where you are. I'm just changing sides. As you inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, fold. As you inhale, lift your chest up. And then when you exhale, step the right foot way, way back to a lunge. Right hand on the floor or block. Left hand to the left thigh to pause. Reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Take an inhale here. The next exhale, you're just going to backstroke that hand back down. Step back to plank. You're going to hold that plank position. Try to breathe into that space that's in between your shoulder blades. And imagine there's a string attached to the crown of the head, and it's gently pulling the crown of your head forward, which will lengthen the neck on all sides. And then draw the navel in, lengthen your sitting bones towards your heels. Try to keep your heels over the balls of your foot. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, lift the hips up and back. You're right back to downward dog. Now gaze back at the feet. Make sure your feet are about hip socket distance apart. And it doesn't matter if the heels come flat or not, but energetically it's going that way. Press your thighs back. And then if you're proficient in your down dog, you lengthen your chest towards the mat. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Press down into your feet, inhale, stretch and reach your arms up. And then exhale back to center. Chair pose, join your feet together. As you inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms forward. As you exhale, sit a little bit deeper. Flex your wrists and press the heels of your hands forward. And then inhale, extend the arms up. See if you can get your arms to frame your head and your neck, but without shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, fold. I'll show you from the side. Joining the feet together, bend your knees, reach your arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Then when you exhale, bring your arms out in front of you. When you inhale, flex your wrist and imagine you could push down the space that's in front of you. And then see if you can extend the arms up, flexing the wrist, stretching the heels of the hands up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, fold. We'll cultivate a little bit more balance. As you inhale, lift the heels up high. As you exhale, bend the knees and point your knees forward and see if you can balance on the balls of your feet. If it's too much, keep your hands down, but if you can, see if you can keep your arms off of the floor. Like we did in tree pose, like we did in chair pose, we're going to do it here in this balancing. Sometimes they call this pose toe stand. Reach your arms forward, flex your wrists. As you inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, draw the navel in and up towards the spine. Try to pull the muscles away from your skin. Try to pull your belly away from your shirt. Stay here, inhale. Now when you exhale, slowly bring your heels down, reach your arms forward, and we're going to go right into boat pose, abdominals. Reach the legs up. If it's too much for the legs to be straight, keep your knees bent. You can even keep your feet on the floor. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, if you can, reach the legs up towards the ceiling. Energize your fingertips, energize your toes, zip the legs together. What I mean by energizing the fingertips is press the heels forward. See if you can get your toe tips and your fingertips to point in the same direction. Stay here, inhale. And then exhale, try not to touch your hands to the ground. Come to a standing forward fold. Take an inhale, lift your heart. And when you exhale, just step back to down dog. From your downward dog, slide your right foot and either have it at the calf or the inner thigh. So it looks like tree pose. And then inhale, come forward to plank. So now you're in plank with the legs in tree. Keep moving your sternum, your chest plate forward. Press your foot into your leg into your foot. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, lift the hips up and back. You're right back to downward dog. And then I'll just change sides so that you can see better. Take your left leg into tree. So again, it could be at your calf. It could be at your inner thigh. Draw the navel in and up towards the spine. Pardon me as I have a little wardrobe malfunction. And then inhale, come forward to plank with your legs in tree. Your chest plate is moving forward. Your lower back is moving towards your right heel. Press into your fingertips, the knuckles, and the heels of your hands. Keep the belly engaged. Take an inhale here. Then exhale, lift the hips up and back. You're in that downward dog with the leg in tree. Then release the foot that's in tree. Lower the knees, pause for a moment. Shorten up the distance between your hands and your feet so you're in a quadruped position. Keep your knees as they are, but take the right foot a little bit more out to the right. Reach your left leg backwards, and then see if you can lift your left leg up so that your left heel and your left sitting bone are in one line. Push down into the floor, and then see if you can lift your left arm up. So it's like a nice prep for side plank pose. It's a nice prep for half moon pose. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, release the hand and knee down. I'll just change sides so you can see better. Knees stay down. Left foot goes out a little bit to the left. Reach your right leg backwards, flex the foot. Get that sitting bone to heel connection, and then see if you can free your right arm up to the ceiling. Just kind of peel your heart and chest towards your device. Extend out through your inner and outer heel. Draw the navel in and up towards the spine. Take an inhale here. Then exhale, unwind. As you inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, dome your upper back to the ceiling. We'll do that one more time, cat-cow. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Now take an inhale, bring your back to a neutral position. Then exhale, bring the hands a little bit more forward. Curl your toes under, lift the legs to straight, down dog pose. Take an inhale, come forward to plank. And then when you exhale, bring your feet together. Roll to the little toe side of your left foot. Move your heart more forward, and then see if you can take your right leg into tree. Stay right there, or free your right arm up to the ceiling. So now you're in a side plank with your leg in tree. That's the thing, tree pose. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, you kind of come back to that twist. Bring it back to parallel, meaning feet down, plank pose. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, down dog pose. All right, so inhale forward, inhale forward to plank. And then exhale, roll to the little toe side of your right foot. And then see if you can slide your left foot into tree. Your hands can stay down, or you can take your left arm up. Side plank pose, legs in tree. Stack left shoulder over right. Reach the crown of the head away from your lower back and your tailbone. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. When you inhale, come back to plank. When you exhale, release your leg that's in tree. Take a breath in here. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back. Down dog. Now inhale, gently release the knees to the ground. Then when you exhale, sit either on your feet or in between your feet. Reach your arms forward. Flex your wrists and extend the heels of the hands towards the space that's in front of you. Reach all 10 fingers straight up to the ceiling. Draw your arm bones back into the arm socket. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. So this is what your arms are going to look like when you prepare or when you do downward facing tree pose, Adho Mukha Vriksasana, otherwise known to the kids on the street, handstand. Let's do it. Okay, so if you have a wall space, great. If you don't have a wall space, what would be better for you to do is to practice plank or practice side plank, right? Really great prep poses to go into handstand. If you do have a wall space, have your fingertips about 2 to 3 inches away from the wall, specifically the baseboard. And then curl your toes under, lift to downward dog. So it might be like a shorter downward dog. And then bring the left foot forward, reach the right leg up to the ceiling. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, see if you can lightly spring up. And if it takes you more than 1 or 2 times, that's not a problem. And then see if you can take your right leg into tree. We're in handstand, downward facing tree. Bring the right leg back up. See if you can take your left leg into tree. Extend out through the heels of the hands and the heel of the foot. Inhale, legs go back up. And then exhale as slowly as you can. Draw your knees in towards you and slowly come down quietly, like you're landing in sand. And then take a forward fold, Uttanasana. Let your head hang. Let your fingertips point up to your armpit chest. Lift your kneecaps, lift your quads. Have all 10 of your toes point forward. And then release the hands, come back to downward dog pose. Pause and breathe. Notice the heat and the energy of being upside down. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, lower the knees down. Either sit on your feet or in between your feet. I'm going to sit in between the feet with a brick. And then because we had a lot of weight on our wrists, we'll do a little wrist relief exercise. Reach your arms out in front of you. Cross your right ankle over the left. Cross your right wrists over the left wrist. And then turn your palms to face each other, interlace the fingers with each other. Draw your knuckles in towards you. Reach your knuckles away. Bring your knuckles in towards you. Reach them away. Uninterlace the fingers. Have your palms face each other. Now cross the left wrist over the right. Turn your palms to face each other. Interlace the fingers with one another. Draw the knuckles in towards you. Reach them away. Bring them in towards you. Reach them away. Uninterlace your fingers. And then, like you had confetti in your hands, make fists and then throw that confetti up. Or like you had snow or fairy dust or that tinsel that we put on Christmas trees. And then pause. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back and down. Relax the muscles of your face, relax your jaw. Just feel the effects of tree pose and downward facing tree pose. Perhaps you feel a little bit more energetic. Maybe you have a new perspective. Maybe you felt a little bit of heat and circulation in the body. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Michelle McKay Yoga. If you found this video helpful, please like it, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, send me a comment, give me any suggestions or feedback that you think would be helpful. And I appreciate you coming and showing up. In the meantime, have a very safe holiday season. I'll be back every week. Peace out, yogis, and ciao for now.